of a sudden you start seeing something on your skin. Where did it come from? Meanwhile, it didn't go anywhere or something. You have something we call ringworm.
Yeah.
What we call tinea corporis. Okay. Then you see some ringworm. We call it ringworm and all. It's actually not called ringworm. It's actually called tinea corporis. At least you are learning something from me today. It's not called ringworm. It's not a worm. It's actually a fungi. So it's because the spores are all over the place. So when you don't bath and then use our creams, they produce, or the creams have chemicals that stop the spores from germinating on your skin to form that particular infection. So when you don't bath well, you don't. That's how come I was saying it was personal hygiene.
English name
Personal
for
hygiene.
Kodoso?
Kodoso, it is scabies. Scabies.
Kodoso ni a
Scabies.
Kodoso ni a. I've forgotten Kodoso. Is it Pitting? The one that the big Pitting. If you don't bath, then
Yes, that's scabies.
That's Kodoso.
Yes, scabies. I want to. Oh, I want to mention the other name for it. There are several people like mentioning it. I'm trying to remember. The scabies, yes.
Is that the other called Kutinge? Kutinge is to the dance.
No, it's not a game. Oh. So there's Pitting game, but Pitting is a yes, it's the Kodoso you're talking about. Yeah. Oh, when I was young, I used to have that a lot because
we're having serious conversations. Why do you always do this? Stop it. Okay. So now let's stay on the Candida. Is there a way a woman can transfer it to a man? Can a man also get Candida?
Of course, a man can get Candida. They get it around their penises, their scrotum.
Okay.
So they can get it, but it's not a sexually transmitted infection. Okay, so I want to have sex with someone with Candida, that means I'm also going to get Candida.
Okay.
So when a man doesn't take care of himself, he can also...
Yes.
Okay, so it's not just women who get...
No.
Okay.
No.
But when a woman has it and you sleep with her, you can get it, right?
No, you are not going to. It's not sexually transmitted. You are not going to get it. It's a skin to skin. If it's skin to skin, I mean, you're having sex, so skin to skin can also do the same thing.
What kind of Candida shows up on your tongue? What kind of infection shows up on your tongue?
Yes, so Candida can also be on the tongue. Normally, they are found in HIV patients. Their immune system is down.
Okay.
Then
so
they have
a bad immune
yes, so they can have something called, I don't want to mention the full name, but they can have, let me just say they have...
Well, Lenny, please mention it. There are medical students watching.
Oroesophageal Candida.
Hey, how do you memorize all these things?
Okay. So
Oroesophageal candidiasis.
Okay.
Yeah, they can have it. It's so bad, very difficult to treat. Yeah, and that's why some of them actually die. HIV patients die easily from that because we rarely can see it and then start putting things there. The only thing the person will tell you is that when I'm actually swallowing, it's painful, or I can't eat well. Some of them will even not tell you that it's painful.
Is it in the mouth or in the throat?
It's actually in the mouth, and then when you eat,
it's pushing it
exactly,
down. Okay.
exactly. Your immune system is down, so it's affecting every other place. It actually affects mucocutaneous sites of our body.
Thank you very much.
So mucous sites,
I'm going to come with a pen
cutaneous
and a
sites.
notebook next time. Let's move to herpes. So say you're taking it. When you want to, how do you diagnose herpes? How do you diagnose it?
So how do I diagnose herpes? Herpes, you cannot look at someone and say the person has herpes.
So
we need PCR.
Go to culture.
Yes, we call something called PCR or polymerase chain reaction. That's the only way we'll be able to catch what we're using for COVID.
Yes.
Because COVID was a virus.
Right.
Okay.
Herpes is a virus.
Okay.
Oftentimes the viruses, we only
Maybe
use
my
PCR
question is, by this time, what presentation will the patients be shown? What they present
with?
for you to want to investigate that? Yeah.
Okay, so look at it based on up and down. So for the herpes, it's a big family, but the ones that we know is herpes simplex virus, type 1 and type 2.
Okay.
So just listen to me. Type 1 affects any other place above your chest. Type 2 below your chest.
Okay.
That's how I learned it in medical school. So you have to find nice ways of remembering it. But I mean, it's not really relevant to our population. Public health-wise, it's not really important. What you should know is the symptom. What's a symptom? Vaginal discharge can come with it. Oftentimes, people do have the sexually transmitted infection. It's an avalanche of them. It's not just one.
Right.
So it's not just one, okay, I have chlamydia.
And
they're just walking. No, it's
things.
chlamydia, gonorrhea. Sometimes we have a combo of them.
This is why somebody says that I have an infection, I'm treating it, and it's not going.
Yes, it's because normally they are polymicrobial. Microbial means microbes. The infections I'm talking about. Poly means plenty.
Okay.
So for herpes, you can come with a vaginal discharge. Oftentimes, they come with a sore, which is painful.
Okay.
Sore on the genital, that is painful. Then sore on the mouth. What I was calling, or what I was saying, that it was the cold sore. Okay, so these are some of the things. So you kiss someone, it's also a sexual act because there's skin to skin. There is breaking continuity of the skin of a person. So when your skin is intact, no infection can come out of it and then affect the person. But when you have a cold sore and you kiss the person and it is actually caused by your herpes, then you're also likely to have. But it doesn't mean that, okay, the person had a sore on the mouth and the person is not someone who has had an oral sex before. The person is your husband. You can say, almost say, oh, so I'm not why BB or BB, but no, it's not like that. We don't always emphatically say, okay, this one, okay, since I saw on the mouth, it is due to herpes. Okay. No, it can be due to other things.
In what case how would you test the sore? If you collected, what samples do you take? Is it blood or you collect the discharge or whatever? What do you test to find out?
Okay, so the management of every disease or any presentation depends on where you are and then what we do for you. So in the US of A, where they have medical insurance all around them, it's easier for them to do a PCR. But here, if I tell someone to go and do PCR, the person would want to look at me in a certain way. It's about 500 cities, 600 cities.
By this time, what are they collecting, the PCR?
They just a sample from the sore, and then they can run a PCR on it, and they will be able to tell, okay, this one is not due to herpes, this one is something else.
Okay.
But sometimes we don't even treat it. We just give you something to close up the sore so that the sore will heal faster, and the body fights it. Because normally we don't have a drug for herpes.
So don't catch it at all.
Yes, we don't have a drug.
So don't catch it.
We have sometimes. I mean, we can give you a cyclovir and all those antiviral drugs, but it does not really take the thing out of your system. Okay. It just helps the immune system try and then fight it. Because when it starts affecting the cell, that particular drug is cyclovir or forscarnet. I mentioned a lot of things. It's not going to take the infection out of the cell that it has affected. It's now going to affect the infections that are now going to affect the cells. So the ones that are yet to enter the cells, it starts affecting it. But the ones that are already in the cell, the body has to find a way of dealing with it. Okay. Did I make sense?
Briefly, yes, please. If you could touch briefly on gonorrhea, that would be very nice.
Okay. And when you're done with gonorrhea, if a person presents all of these STIs, gonorrhea and all the cousins and the sisters, do you treat them one after the other, or you can co-treat it?
Yes, they are both bacterium. So depending on what the lab brings to us, we call it culture and sensitivity. They'll be able to tell you that, okay, this particular medicine will be able to affect the two of them.
Okay.
Or this particular drug is affecting gonorrhea, the species of the gonorrhea. Because the gonorrhea, we have different species. We have A, B, A, C, W, 135. We have different serovers for your gonorrhea, okay? So depending on the particular serover, they will be able to tell, okay, this one we can do something about it, this one we can do something about it. This very one, we have a drug we can use to counteract it. So gonorrhea, that's how the test comes. It will come, gonorrhea. These are the medications you can give to the patient. Then the other one. So when I see synchronization, okay, maybe it is closaxilin, then I'll be able to give you that one. Instead of doing polypharmacy, give you one here, give you one here. They are all antibiotics. I'm just loading your system with.
Gordon, he touched briefly on gonorrhea, but good morning. First of all, my question for Doc is that if your penis and testicles or testes, is it testes or testes?
Testes, testicles, they say.
Itches you, is it also an STI? And what's the medication for it? And also, how can it be prevented or cured? Michael from Tema sent in that question.
Hey, I'm not the one though. I'm not the one.
Your namesake in Tema too.
No, I'm not the one though. But what you should know, the best advice I want to give you is that you cannot sit down. As I was saying, you can't just look at yourself and say, oh, my friend had a symptom like that the other time. Oh, they gave him this particular drug. Oh, then it looks like I can also take the same drug and it will work on me. You will be shocked that because probably you have had it over a period of time, or the person you had the sex with has had it over a period of time, that particular organism you have taken is resistant to the antibiotic. So come to the hospital let us look for the one. The reason why it looks like some people do say, I have treated it many times, I've gone to a pharmacy many times, and it is still not working. It's because they are just giving themselves self-medication, or they are doing self-medication.
Because I'm trying to understand what the person is asking. As a person, I'm thinking, okay, what should push me to rush to the hospital if my testes or my testicles are itchy? Perhaps I'm thinking, oh, it's been a long day. My boxers, my supporter, whatever it is I'm wearing, moving around.
So
usually when you get home, you want to free yourself and scratch a little bit. What's the difference between that? At what point do I have to say, okay, this thing is too much, I have to go to the hospital? How do I differentiate it?
Okay, what are the symptoms? And let's go back to the basis. What are the symptoms of STI? Penile discharge.
Okay.
Painful urination for men. I'm talking about men.
Painful urination, okay.
Painful urination, frequent urination. When you want to urinate, you have to go. We call it urgency.
Right.
You wake up at night to urinate too much. When you are urinating, it's painful. These are some of the STI symptoms.
So if I don't see all these things and I'm just itchy.
So his question is, if you can't, but can your penis itch you?
Penis itchy?
Yes. Due to STI. STI can make you itch.
But if you don't have STI, it will not itch you.
You can have STIs that it will not itch you. Some of them would itch you.
If it's making you feel very uncomfortable, Michael, you eventually have to go to the hospital. Okay, somebody asked a question about PID, I guess pelvic inflammatory disease, I guess. Okay. Says that is it a sexually transmitted disease, and what causes PID? And can it affect men? Can it affect men too? My girlfriend was diagnosed with PID. Like, the young man is worried. Good question.
Okay, so PID is just an infection found in females. Simple as that. But the organism that caused the PID may be transferred from one particular person to the other. Okay. So in Ghana, the most common infection that can cause a PID is gonorrhea and chlamydia trachomatis. That's why I keep on mentioning it. These are the most common because they are difficult to treat, like chlamydia. It's very difficult to treat. So it will affect the upper genital tract of a female. Okay. So when I say the upper genital tract of a female, from the womb, from the inside of the womb till the fallopian tubes. So we say pelvic inflammatory disease is an infection. It's a polymicrobial infection. As I said, it's a polymicrobial infection affecting the internal os, above the internal os of the female genital tract of a female.
Is this to suggest that the person has had
an STI? Likely.
Okay.
Very likely.
Very likely. And so the man is also asking that...
Yes, so you can get the gonorrhea but not get a PID.
You can get the virus which has caused the PID.
Yes, the bacterium, the microbe
Okay. Please share your knowledge on genital warts.
Good. So genital warts is...
Sorry,
genital warts. Yes. Otherwise,
WARTS.
Yes. Okay. Otherwise called condylomata acuminatum, is caused by human papillomavirus.
Really?
Yes. So the human papillomavirus,
wow.
So the human papillomavirus, they also have serorescent types. Okay. So the types can be grouped into two: oncogenic ones and non-oncogenic ones. Those ones that can cause a cancer and those ones which cannot cause a cancer. That's the oncogenic and non-oncogenic. Okay. Onco means cancer. Genic means genesis, where something comes from. So oncogenic. I mean, sometimes it's just simple.
Okay.
Do you get it? So so the genital warts, the genital warts, the condylomata acuminatum, is caused by human papillomavirus serovar 6 and normally 6.
Curable?
It is curable. Okay. It is curable.
Okay. If it's human papilloma, then it means for both yes. male and female.
Yes. So the ones that can cause a cervical cancer, 16, 18. But the ones that don't cause the cancer are your 6'5", thereabouts.
MFA asked the doctor about autoimmune fighting the body itself, a genetic thingy, medication or STI related autoimmune diseases.
No, they are two different.
I'm not too sure. Okay. When you have temporary pains in your scrotum, is it a result of STI? Evelyn from Comas wants to know.
Yes, it can be. You see, last week I was talking about, when we were talking about the blue balls, I mentioned something like epididymitis. So your chlamydia trachomatis can cause epididymitis. So when you don't treat it well, it will move where the urine, where you urinate from, it will move and then now enter where the sperms are actually being produced and goes to the epididymis and start causing a lot of things that you don't want to see. If I sit here, like we have a lot of presentations of STI. Sometimes you can even have a sore. So the guy who was asking about how we know that particular one is an STI, he said it was itching. If the place is itching, it itches to the extent that now it becomes a sore. Then the sore has something we call lymph nodes, modu. What the Gans call modu. There's a certain pebble that is located in your groin. Synchronously, coincidentally, you have the sore and then you also have that particular one. It's almost all the time all the time an STI. So you can have a mass around that area. It can also be an STI. So you may want to try and then sort yourself out as soon as possible.
Please, I want to know if you can actually be infected with gonorrhea and still won't experience any itches or pain when you're urinating.
Yes.
But rather boils on the penis frequently.
Yes,
Boils
it's still
on the
STI.
penis.
Yes.
If a boil is going to be on the penis, which part of the penis will it be?
Anywhere. It can be on the scrotum. It can be even around.
Okay.
Around your
Hi, doc. I go to the
genitals.
hospital almost every 2 months because of herpes. I get treated and it goes, but it comes back again. Oh, I'm so sorry. What do I do?
What do you do? Abstain. And then try and then tell your partner about it. The most important thing is, I think someone even sent it to me. The person heard another doctor say that oral sex is actually a bad thing. I want to side with him that it's actually a bad thing, but it's actually bad. The caveat is that it's actually bad if you are not faithful to your partner. Maybe married men can, married people can do that. They can actually feel free and do that if they are very faithful to each other. But in this particular Accra and Ghana, where we are having all these kinds of people around, they don't look like they have HIV.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't.
They're flooding me with questions.
Try and then be safe. Try and be safe. Be faithful.
Thank you, Doctor.
The caveat or the rule is ABC. Number 1, abstain. Number 2, be faithful. And then the last one is seek counsel and use a condom.
Beautiful.
So ABC. If you've not heard anything today, you've heard ABC from me. I repeat again. 1 is abstinence. B is be faithful. C is use a condom or contraceptive.
Do you want to wrap the conversation? Are you tired?
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm just saying something before I forget.
What causes sore on the tip of a guy's penis, and how can you treat razor bumps? Razor bumps are not sexually transmitted.
Yeah. So the sore, it's likely to be herpes.
Okay. Good morning. Can you guys talk about hepatitis B and can it be cured? We have talked about it on the show a lot of times. A lot of times. Yeah. Hello, doctor. I and my partner had sex. We didn't think we wanted to know. Okay. 2 days later, he complained of rashes on the penis. Please, what causes that? Good question.
It can be STI. If indeed you had the STI before, or it can be that you don't even know that you had an STI, but you are having symptoms that look like STI. The symptoms I've mentioned, aforementioned.
Wow.
Then he's having it. That's how come I'm saying men do easily have the symptom quicker than females, quicker.
Somebody wants medicine for candida.
Please go to the hospital. Thank you very much.
Won't do
Okay, please, can you get an STI when using condom? Good question.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So I was saying that sexually transmitted infection is not just penile-vaginal sex, but any type of sex at all. Okay? So you can have it through anal sex. You can have it through oral sex. You can even have it through skin to skin. So maybe you didn't even kiss the person, but that particular sore the person had on the mouth, if you touch it with even your hand, okay, you can actually have the infection. If you indeed also have a cut on your skin.
We're asking about a condom. If you're wearing a condom and you're having penile and vaginal sex, are you likely to, because we say it's only 99%, whatever, are you likely to attract?
Yes, you can.
STI?
So if the sore, when you're having...
penile vaginal?
Yes,
mainly.
yes, you can. You're skin to skin. There can be a skin to skin.
Rub on it?
No, it's just the penis. What about the scrotum? What about the perineum? What about the other parts? The sores can be anywhere, not just the genitals.
Okay.
Yes, not just the genitals, even the groin. So if the groin has a sore, what we call the chancre, okay? If you have a chancre is caused by Treponema pallidum, the one that causes syphilis. We call it the primary syphilis. We call it chancre. If the person has a sore, a chancre, on the skin, and you touch it, or even lay by the person, you can also have it. The other one is called chancroid. It's caused by something we call Haemophilus ducreyi. Very painful. Just listen to the name. Haemophilus ducreyi. 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 So it is Ducreyi. But when I was in medical school, I say it in such a way that I'll be able to remember. Haemophilus ducreyi is very painful. When you touch it, you can also have it. So you can even have the sore. Maybe the sore is not even on the penis, but it's elsewhere. When you touch it, you can also have that particular STI.
Okay. Hello, good morning. Thanks for answering my question. And the other one is, I want to ask the doctor that, the type that lasts every month or two. Okay, after every month or two, I have candida after treating. And a friend showed me cloves, water to drink, and wash down there. After that, it's been 3 years now. I don't feel any itchy or discharge. I want to know if it won't cause any harm. Hey. Cloves
Lucky you.
Cloves
you. But I think it's not a good thing.
The spice.
Did you hear the doctor? Lucky you.
Lucky you.
Lucky you. You shouldn't be doing these things, honestly.
So that the next person listening will not think that, okay, that's the way to go. Right.
Interesting.
You guys, you don't have to tell me all of it. You know.
So you can't see them, so they
but do you know something striking is that you can have a throat cancer through an STI. Human papillomavirus. The human papillomavirus, if I sit here,
hang on. All of a sudden, I'm having scrotal itches as I listen to you guys. Must be psychological.
Yes, psychogenic. It's psychogenic.
Why are you having scrotal itches? Be careful. Okay, please ask the doctor where in Ghana I can get dental dams and PrEP.
This question.
And the dentist.
And PrEP. PrEP is it the thing that's that findings. Let me know if I'm on the same page. That findings that have come that she can take immediately before sex to prevent a sudden STI or something.
Yeah, I think I've ever heard someone mention it. I think I've ever heard. But even if you've washed your mouth, please. Do you wash? Okay, you let me not say too much.
Let me know the PrEP you're talking about, okay? I often have discharge whenever I visit the washroom. I've taken several antibiotics, but it still persists. And I like to know from doctor what type of STI.
Oh,
Elvis, how can you conclude already that you have an STI? Finally, please, I've been having these small rashes under the tip of my penis, about 5 of them. Like you counted it, God.
Please,
they've been there for a long time.
Don't joke with it.
I've tested for all kinds of STI, but it's all negative. Please, they are. Oh.
Would you?
Don't joke with it.
Sorry.
While we're wrapping, Doctor, would you advise that?
He says there are 5. They are there, but he said he's tested for STIs and they said it's negative. So what could that be?
Go to the hospital.
Again?
I don't think he's tested for. There are different tests. I always tell people go like, oh, I've done a lot of tests. Which type of test did you do? Because normally the ones that we normally see around primary caregiver is the urine, the REs, so the routine examinations. We don't do culture and sensitivity because it's very expensive. When you tell the person to do it, the person will go and not come back again. So we just do the routine. When we realize that, okay, this very one, we think that we need to go a little bit step ahead, then we do. But let's say in places like other private institutions, I don't want to give them free adverts, but the bourgeoisies, they'll do everything together. They do a battery of investigations, but depending on when you are, I mean, we want to be a little bit, we are thinking of your economics so that at least when you come to us, you can go home and eat so that you survive and come and see us another time rather than take all your money away.
So essentially, abstain, practice safe hygiene. I'm not too sure about the oral and the other type of sex. How else you can be safe about it?
It's be faithful.
Just be faithful.
You'll be shocked that you can actually get a stroke. There's a stroke. A throat cancer from it.
You
can. Advise us to,
somebody answer your number before I forget. How can they reach you? God, and I apologize.
So it's _PAPABINUY. If I give out my number, I will not sleep. So it's _PAPABINUY on Instagram, and then it's Papabaini. So ITSPAPABINUY on Twitter. I'm very active on social media. So
I just want to know if we should periodically assess our bodies, like inspect our bodies.
Oh,
especially
yes.
For guys,
Oh,
you look at
yes.
Yeah,
yours.
somebody
Oh,
just
yes.
counted the number of rashes under his
And that's good.
penis.
That's good. At
5.
least
So you know your,
5.
you know your, you know yourself.
Yes,
know
yes,
your,
you know that, okay, there's something
I know women
changing
do that a
about
lot, but for guys,
they
you
don't
know,
do
we
it.
don't really look at, okay, what's happening?
Oh,
Is there a
if I
change
check,
or
if I
anything?
check, if I check.
Okay.
Periodic.
Okay.
Be a self-doctor before you come to us.
Right. Thank you.
Welcome.
Papa Bani.
Welcome.
Yes, that's it. That's more on the show. Okay, we'll plug you on before we throw it all the way back. Do stay with us.